Rogers, and of course Dr. Prater for coming out today and hearing me for one last time. I will try my hardest to make sure this speech is less annoying than all of my other reports at school board meetings. The class of 2018, or should I say, the class of group chats. You know, the amount of group chats this class had throughout our 4 years here has probably exceeded the number of times they've considered getting rid of the trimester system. Whenever a new trimester would start, you know you'd be added to a class group chat for every subject before syllabus week was over, primarily to collude against the teacher in an attempt to push all of our test dates back. But I think the reason behind all of these group chats was our class's natural intimacy from the beginning. Over the summer, I was reading my macroeconomics textbook, and I read a quote that stood out to me. In fact, it became the inspiration for one of my college essays. It read, "Self-sufficiency breeds inefficiency." In the context of economics, and to Mr. Ross and any of other economists in the crowd today, I apologize for any untruths I'm about to say. Just bear with me for the sake of the analogy. Now, in the context of economics, each nation has a production possibilities curve, which shows how much of a good it can produce by itself. When that nation begins to trade, however, it can specialize in one good and trade for another that would otherwise be too difficult to produce, which then enables everyone to consume outside of their potential. Similarly, we cannot function as purely independent people to achieve our full potential. We have to rely on others to support us where we stumble, to fill in our gaps of our own potential to create mutual success. And there isn't anything wrong with that. It allows us to expand our horizons and become more capable and well-rounded human beings. The tight-knit nature of this class made it so no one ever had to be self-sufficient. The sheer diversity of what goods we specialized in enabled us to collaborate and build off of each other's ideas to solve problems that otherwise would have been impossible had we been alone. That's why I love the school. Not only do we support each other in our endeavors, but we are also a part of a community that can provide countless opportunities. One where any student can find their niche and thrive instead of having to rely on solely themselves to get through the stress that can be so synonymous with high school. I've had the privilege of being a member of many families throughout my 4 years here, and the most incredible thing was that I felt at home wherever I was. I had my mock trial family, who went undefeated this year, by the way. My HMC family, the party delegation. My theater family, and of course, my ASB family. We all had our families throughout our years here, and they have shaped us into the graduates we are today. They provided us with a place to go during lunch, people to hang out with after school, and of course, plenty of extracurriculars to put on our college applications. When we step off campus for the last time as students, we leave behind a community that isn't just full of independent students, but a network of overlapping families thriving with each other. However, none of this would have been possible without two factors: our staff and our actual families. SLOHS is blessed to have some of the best faculty our students could ask for. Our incredible administration has shaped the culture of the school to be spirited and welcoming while having to make some very tough decisions. They continue to keep our best interests in mind and allow us to go above and beyond with our aspirations, something that not every school is privileged to have. They even tried to let us have a zip line in the new gym for a spirit rally. The teachers here are not only knowledgeable and passionate about our subjects, but they invest countless hours out of their lunches and after school time to facilitate club meetings and extracurriculars, which enable us to pursue our passions from FFA to band to robotics to ceramics to Democrats Club to Ski Club and even to Anime Club. I cannot thank enough those sitting in the crowd and on the stage who have spent their lives empowering the youth so that we can become contributing members of our democracy and be the change that this nation desperately needs. And to the parents, guardians, grandparents, cousins, aunts, and uncles sitting in the seats today, thank you. You are the reason we've gotten this far, and you are the reason we continue to be the best that we can be. My parents gave up a lot when they decided to move here to give my sister and I better lives. And I constantly had to remind myself why I was writing yet another lab report or research paper or one of those dreaded soapstones. It was to prove to them and myself that their sacrifices were never taken for granted. They raised me to be ambitious. However, I don't think they expected to be this ambitious, but my mom said to me many times, "Rutik, mane budaya parnu atu, pan mar daddy javani didali, paisani ata atle," which means I wanted to go back to school, but my dad did not let me because we didn't have enough money. she went straight into the workforce. I stand here speaking to all of you today, going to the college of my dreams next year because of my parents. Because of them, I have lived a life they were never able to live. And for that, Mummy and Daddy, I love you.
Love you too.
But there is one family I forgot to mention, my favorite family. This is the family that won the homecoming parade 3 years in a row. The family that came in second our sophomore year by only 2 points because the seniors broke the scale. And to the members of the class of 2016 that may be in the crowd today, we know you cheated. The family that wanted to donate the money to charity after winning the class competition our junior year. The family that had a tailgate kicking off our senior year with a DJ and water pong in the school parking lot. The family that thought it'd be a good idea to prank everyone by camping out in the quad overnight until school started, which now that I think about was more of a prank on ourselves. This is the family that broke spring, that fixed summer, the wisest family of them all, the class of 2018. As you walk across this stage today, turn your tassels, throw your hats into the air, and go out and change the world, I remind you to always be kind. Always be open to new ideas and people, and to never delete GroupMe, so that you can go through old MF Seniors messages when you're lonely in college. And finally, never, ever stop expanding your production possibilities curve. To conclude, I'd like to say a couple of lines by the man who got me to where I am today, beginning with my election speech last year. Man, they treat me like a legend. Am I really this cold? I'm way too young to be feeling this old. Mr. Drizzy Drake, everyone. Thank you, San Luis Obispo. Thank you to the best class to ever walk the halls of this school. It's been an honor. Now would you please welcome again the San Luis Obispo High School concert band under the direction of Sharon Jeske, along with the San Luis Obispo High School chamber singers under the direction of Colleen Chester as they perform You Will Be Found.